The boys are back after Christmas Day. Hangovers are flying about. Plenty of bloat, plenty of fun eating. But we're here to give the bets for this Sunday. We don't miss a week. Sadly, Bish can't make it though after his big 3 out of 3 efforts. He's missed 2 in a row now, which is poor for Bish. He's normally the Mr. Reliable of the group. He's missed the last 2, but he nailed 3 out of 3 to make the Christmas Day a more pleasurable one for us all. So well done, Bish, on that one. But it's a new one. I guess it's the New Year's Eve games. I guess going into it, it'd be on the 29th. So it'd be the New Year's Eve games. Let's get into it. First off, though, Tag, how are you and how was your Christmas?
No, yeah, great Christmas. Obviously, some great NFL on. I'll just touch on quickly now as well, I thought, Joe, about the fantasy matchup final. Because obviously, there's a few games down. It's a big final. It's Bassy against Bish. Obviously, Bish is too good for this show at the minute because he's winning every bet and winning every game on fantasy. So now he just says, "You boys crack on," and I've got my caviar, my champers at home. But basically, it's I tell you what, Joe, it's got Bish for me was favourite going in, and it went on Jalen Hurts for me, and then Bish has had no one play so far. But Bassy's had Nico Collins with 7.4, but he had the Ravens D with 18 points, which has now put Bassy predicted to be 1 point to win by 1.5. But this is the genius part. Jalen Hurts, he's got at the minute starting. It looks like he's not going to play this week. Everything's coming out saying he's not going to play. And who did he pick up off waivers, Joe? He picked up Aaron Rodgers. Bish has hammered all year. Absolutely hammered. Now, if there's ever going to be a bit of a fingers up back to you, Bish, if A-Rod comes in against the Bills and goes to Buffalo, I mean, I think it's a poor pickup for me by Bassy. You're going into Buffalo, it's going to be cold, poor weather, the Buffalo flying, A-Rod ain't playing great. I think there was better quarterbacks out there, but I'll just love the fact that it's going to be on A-Rod, whether Bish wins his inaugural punt title or he fails, because Bassy's got it all on with no Jalen Hurts now playing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that matchup finishes.
Yeah, it's a dead. It's a dead. Yeah, no, it's like you said, it's sad about Hurts in it, because that's a massive effort by the Ravens. He's nailed that one. Bish has got no one to play. I'm still favouring Bish. I know the odds are saying otherwise, but like you said, with Hurts,
I think on them odds, though, mate, the 20.7 predicted by Hurts is in that projection. I think realistically he don't play. Rodgers projected 14. Bish is in a 5-point favourite, which I think's about right. I do think Bish wins, but wow, if A-Rod pulls out a game in Buffalo to cost him the title, it's something Bish will never live down, and he'll probably be the most hated player Bish has ever had.
He will. Well, we'll be. I'll be watching. I'll be watching that one closer. I didn't realise, to be honest, Tag. I've not took a massive look at it since I've been kicked out. So no, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'll. That gives me something to watch on Sunday. The Jets and come on, A-Rod. We'll get straight into the bets. It's obviously New Year's Eve. You all won't be wanting to watch your 40-minute show here, so I'll get straight into it. I've got 3. We've put Bishes all together, and we've got Tag's treble as always. We've got the touchdown treble, plenty to go at, and we'll get you started here. My first bet of the week is the Philadelphia-Dallas game, and I've got Philly winning by -7 points. I think they're coming for it. They're peaking at the right time. Obviously, even if Hurts is out, I still think they've got enough on that offense. Over 38.5 points. I think Dallas have got enough to score. CD Lamb is out. But I think Philly are going to go and try and put a big score on this. You've got something coming up later which might back this up a little bit. I feel like Dallas's defense has just been shocking all year. We've got Saquon there. We've got some brilliant wide receivers. Devonta Smith has been peaking at the right time. Sad for me, because he's been sat on my bench when I needed him the most. But yeah, I feel Philadelphia going for a big win here. The defense is slowly getting that bit better after a pretty bad start. They didn't start the season brilliantly. They're getting that little bit better, and I think that's all they'll need to put at least 28 points on Dallas. And I think Dallas have got 10 to 12 points in it to get over that 38.5 mark.
Yeah, I like it, Joe. I think the risky one for me there, the only one is the -7. I think Philly win. And I think you're laughing with the over 38. It's just if they can do it by more than 7. Cooper Rush is playing really well, throwing the ball well. And Saquon Barkley's desperate to beat that Eric Dickerson record. And the Cowboys defense is woeful. And Kenny Pickett, we've seen Ware's quarterbacks, and Pickett can throw the ball a bit. You saw it with his first full drive that weekend when he come in. He found A.J. Brown on the slant for the TD. Cowboys are playing well. I do think Eagles win. I do like the over 38. It's just if they can push away over that -7, but grouping it together like that, I can see where you're at, Joe.
Yeah, just take. They're both 10 to 11. I thought I'd group them together, have a nice one to start my day off. Like you said, AJ Brown's questionable, so I'm a bit nervous. I feel like if he's not, like you said, I'm probably struggling. He was limited on Thursday, but if he is playing, I think Kenny Pickett can get us over the line there, like you said, with the atrocious Dallas defense.
Yeah.
I'll rattle straight off on my next one. I'm a bit more confident about this one. When I saw the lines, I've gone in the Jets, which obviously, as we've covered with Bish will be watching closely, the Jets-Bills game. I've got all three major rushers in the game, all hitting overs. So I've got Breece Hall over 46.5, Josh Allen over 31.5, and James Cook over 67.5. On the Allen, James Cook one, I think it speaks for themselves. The Jets haven't been brilliant at stopping the run all year. Josh Allen just come off a game where he got 30 rushing, so I think that's why it's a bit lower than normal. I'm taking Allen, keeping on going. Like I said, it's getting in winter. They run the ball more, and James Cook over 67.5. I don't get how this one's that low. He's just hit over 100 multiple times in a row. He's having a great year behind Allen. Obviously, Allen's getting all the plaudits. James Cook's been brilliant rushing, hit a few hundreds in a row the last couple of weeks, and I think both of them pretty comfortably hit there against the Jets. My big one is I think the Jets are going to go for this. I think they see this as not a winnable game, but a game they're going to attack, show that they're not a joke of a team, even though they have been this year. But I feel that they're going to try set themselves up for next year. They're still playing Breece Hall after many said just don't let him play. I think if they are going to play him, they're going to use him. He's just hit his season high, 19 rush attempts. Last game, I feel like he'll carry on going and hit another big one after his injury. It seems fully fit, and 46.5 and Breece Hall fully fit against the Buffalo Bills, which 30th ranked fantasy scorers on in the rushing department against other running backs. So it is their weakness on the defense, and Breece Hall's good enough to hit over 46.5. I'm sure of it, and it comes in at 7 to 1. Great odds, great price. All of a good storyline to hit.
Yeah, I think for that price, it's where I forgot. I think this game's a bit of an unknown. I think Buffalo need to win, obviously, because they want to lock in that number 2 seed. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to be the 1 seed, but Buffalo want to lock in that home advantage and get some wins this week and next. And with Jets, they're just a bit unknown. They're getting better, but when they're on, and when they're bad, they're bad. So it's one of these games where you could pick a few bets like this and don't be surprised if you see them all coming on. None of them come in. It's going to be that type of game, I think.
Yeah, that's what you get with them. Like you said, that probably sums up why the odds are 7 to 1 as well. And then the Bet365 bet boost that I do every week. I saw this one and I thought that it's appetizing. I've got Bucky Irving, Chuba Hubbard, Rashad White, all 20 plus receiving yards, 17 to 2. I saw it. I was shocked. The reason is because I'm going to laugh now. Chuba Hubbard's only hit 20 plus receiving yards once this year, so that sums up why the odds are that good. Bucky Irving, Rashad White hit this pretty much most week. Both are brilliant pass catching running backs. Both will do this in about 1 or 2 rushes. The reason I've gone for it is that the Bucs are actually quite good at stopping the run, but Chuba Hubbard's the best player. when they need him, they're going to use him. They're going to find a way to get him the ball. With the Bucks actually being okay at stopping the run, the pass catching core on the Bucks though are shocking. It's been the big weakness, and I thought, well, it's going to be Bryce Young chucking the ball. They're going to want Hubbard on the ball as well, being probably the best defensive player. They've just given him all that money. Let's find him a way to get his hands and get him some use and some space. Like I said, that's just my reasoning. It's definitely, he's the risk there. I think White, Irving, both hit 20 plus comfortably, as they've done pretty much eight or nine times both this year. Let's hope Chuba gets used in that pass catching game.
Yeah, I like it. Look, this year the punt has really took on the receiving yards on running backs. We've had so much success all year. Fair play to Bish. He started the trend off with the Eckler early on, and we've smashed into it since. And even the other day on the Christmas Day game, I think Derrick Henry was 0.5 and he got a screen pass like straight in. Some of the numbers they're giving you for overs is just absolutely unbelievable, and you've nailed it there, Joe. You've got a game there with two of the worst corner room in the league in Panthers and Bucks, and there's going to be some receiving yards in this game big time, and that's why I've integrated one of mine in my treble into it. So I think for 17-2, the value on them three is outstanding value. It's definitely worth a few quid, I think.
Wow, I like it, Tag. Vote of approval from Tag. Let's get after it. That's my three. Tag, take us through yours. I will load it up here.
Yeah, I've gone for it. It's about 7.4, 7.5 to 1. A nice little treble. I've kept it a bit smarter. I was 2-3 last week. I thought I'm going to really go hard at attacking, making sure I'm up come the end of the season. I picked up one at 6-1 last week, and I had Kyler Murray over 222 passing yards. He had 204 in the end, I think, so he fell just short. The other two were in all day long, so frustrating, but my treble this week, 7.4 to 1, like I said, I'm liking it. I've got Bryce Young going against that Buccaneers secondary we spoke about, over 1.5 passing TDs. That's the biggest price in this treble, and it's probably my favourite at 6-4 on its own. I think that's great value. I've got Saquon Barkley. Obviously, this line will change quite a bit, but if you get on now, it's 111.5, the rushing yards. Saquon, look, Jalen Hurts isn't going to play. I don't think. He's had concussion. There's no reason to risk him. They probably know they aren't going to get the number one seed now in the NFC because Detroit Lions have gone ahead of them now. I can't see the Lions losing. So they're going to run the ball with Saquon. They want Saquon to have a chance at MVP, and they want him to break Eric Dickerson's record, and he's on track to do that. And the last one, Josh Allen. Look, Josh Allen MVP for me. Passing against that Jets secondary. You spoke about the rush defense of the Jets, Joe. If out, what shocked us this year is how poor their secondary defense has been with Sauce Gardner and people like that. They've just not stepped up this year. Josh Allen, I think, is going to spray the ball around a bit. It was very, very poor last week against the Pats. The worst game he's had in a long, long time. They're saying he might have a bit of an injury there, but I think he bounces back. And I think if he bounces back this week, he knows the MVPs is. So I'm sort of going with three players who are ready to impress against poor defenses, and yeah, I'm excited by this treble. I really like it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you've just got to attack them poor defenses. Bryce Young, I'm with you. As I covered there, the pass catching of the cornerback room of the Buccaneers is shocking. He been playing better and better. He's had his down weeks, but he's showing that he can be a capable, at least, QB. And the rest of them right themselves. Tag, like you said, I'm excited for that one. I'm going to get it on myself. Hopefully, a bit of Christmas, post-Christmas, New Year's Eve look coming our way.
Yeah.
And then the final one, Tag, do you want to take us through Bish's treble? Obviously, he does them as singles. We've done them as a treble for today, but
yeah. So Bish would normally talk about these individually, and obviously he got 3 from 3 again last week. He's well up on the year now. I think he'll be about 7 or 8 points up on the year now. So if you're following him all year, you're in the money. His first single at nearly double money is the Mike Evans over 80.5 receiving yards. We've spoke about that game, Joe, just now. It's the Bucks v the Panthers, 2 poor secondaries, and the Bucks a chance to win their division still. And the neck and neck with the Atlanta Falcons at the minute to win their division. They need to win. So Mike Evans, the number 1 target for Baker Mayfield. I can understand why Bish is nailed on that. The second bet, Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously, he come good for Bish in his fantasy last week. He's Mac Jones' number 1 target still. The Jags are going against the Titans, not great on the pass. And Brian Thomas just seems to get open, and Mac Jones found that. It was pretty quiet, and all of a sudden, bang, 70-yard touchdown pass. Brian Thomas is having a really good rookie year, so I can see Bish's thoughts on that one. And the last one, we've spoke about these bets. We keep speaking about these bets. Josh Jacobs over 17.5 receiving yards. He's got that quite a lot, I think, in recent games. He is getting used as a pass catching more. You know, Joe, you follow the Packers. And last week, he had half a game off. The game was done after half time. He sat on the sideline, watched the rest. They put him in cotton wool, iced him up, ready for this massive divisional clash against the Vikings. And I think Jacobs will play the full game. He's been in unbelievable form, and he's been getting these receiving yards a lot more than he ever got in his career at the Raiders. So, like I said, all of them are 1.9, so more is double your money singles. But Bish knows what he's doing. He's attacking the games where he can see it happening. And if you put them all on a treble, like I said, you're going to probably get 5-6 to 1. And he's been nailing them lately. So I like everything Bish is doing with these 3 picks.
Yeah, Green Bay are coming for the Vikings. They know they can win. They've struggled in the division this year. Most of their losses have come from the division, especially Detroit. Both of their losses. So I think they want that big divisional win. The Vikings is the one to do it. I think they need the win to just keep the momentum going after people are saying they could be the shock surprise Super Bowl. The other 2, like you said, fairly self-explanatory that they'll be going for it. Yeah, really, really like it. And then the final one we've got is the touchdown treble that we do every week. It's been a pretty quiet one the last couple of months. We hit one earlier on in the year. I think I've just seen this. It's an interesting one. We've got Anthony Richardson, Jalen McMillan, Breece Hall, 11.6 to 1. Tag, what's your thought?
Yeah, well, obviously, Bish has picked Jalen McMillan. That's Bish's pick, and he's obviously, again, attacking that Panthers secondary. You can understand it. And that Jalen McMillan might be wrong if he's got 2 or 3 touchdowns in a row now. The rookie's really standing out for him, and he's getting open because, obviously, they're covering Mike Evans, and he's getting open. My pick is Anthony Richardson, the QB at the Colts. They use him. They like to use him in the running game all the time. And when they get near the goal line, it's rather him or Jonathan Taylor who gets them touchdowns, as we saw last week. And I just think against that Giants run day, which is one of the worst in the league, Richardson will stroll in for 1, or he'll just QB sneak it on the goal line. And obviously you have spoke about Breece Hall. That's your pick, Joe, isn't it?
It's my pick. Yeah, just like I said, I was shocked about seeing the fantasy scores against running backs for the Buffalo Bills. They're 30th in the league. Obviously, they get given touchdowns. They keep stopping teams in the red zone, but if they're going to get the touchdowns, they're giving them up to running backs. And Breece Hall should have been one of the best in the NFL. He's had a pretty down year. He's had an injury. It seems to have cleared up now after, like I said last week, getting his biggest touches of the week. I think if Breece Hall's going to get a touchdown, this is the game to do it, and they'll need him to step up anyway against obviously the Bills, who everyone's saying got an MVP and one of the best teams in the league. So yeah, 11.6 to 1. It's a juicy number. I'd say go have fun, go get on it, and go make yourself some money.
Yeah.
Nice and quick tag. We've covered all the bets. I don't think we need to go over them because it's so 19 minutes long. People can suffer through that, can't
they? They can. They can. They can come into the new year, brand new 2025, with plenty of winnings, and it's a good week as well to keep an eye on the fantasy matchups as well. I'm in 2 finals in fantasy myself, Joe. I'm feeling very confident with one, and I'm up against it in the other. But the one I'm up against it on, the team I'm playing as Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and the Bengals play the Broncos. So if I'm ever cheering on my Broncos boys to come good for me, there's going to be some screaming going on in my house on Saturday night.
I bet, yeah. Well, like I said, loads of interesting games, loads to watch right before New Year's Eve. So there's not much else to do. Everyone will be gearing up for that New Year's Eve night. Go sit down, relax, have a couple of teas and coffees, and watch the NFL on Sunday, a day or two before New Year's Eve. So yeah, good luck everyone. Hopefully, pay for your final nights out of the year, and we'll see you. We'll see you come the New Year. See you soon, Tag.
See you, mate.